Hi everyone, welcome to another video in the series Python for Beginners, and today's tutorial is going to be about if statements. So let's quickly go to PyCharm, which is an IDE used for Python development. I switched from idle to PyCharm because as code gets complex it's better to use an IDE and to maybe even go into topics such as debugging the code whenever there's problems in the code. So for today's topic, the essential thing that we need to know is conditions. And for conditions, I have another video, and if we want to learn more or like really understand if statements, conditions are a necessitative topic. So I'll link the video of that one somewhere right now in the video, and please go watch that before we continue this one. So for if statements, let's do x equals, let's initialize a list, let's say 1, 2, and 3. So the syntax for if is if, let's say 1 in x. So the syntax starts with an if, and then there's the condition is 1 in x. So the syntax for if has if, and then after the if there's a condition, and in this case the condition is 1 in x. So that pretty much means if 1 in x, so if that is true, then we can do something. So in this case, let's print out 1 exists in x. So let's quickly run this. So we can see here that 1 exists in x. So the code will only exist or execute if it will only go inside the if statement if the condition is true. And we want to, so the code that exists inside the if will have an indentation. So in front of the print statement you can see there's 2 spaces, and that's indicating that the code is inside the if. So the next one that we want to do, so let's say so if 1 in x, so if 1 is in x, we print out 1 exists in x. Let's say we want to print out if 2 is in x. So let's do elif 2 in x. And if 2 is in x, what we want to do is print out 2 exists in x. So the elif part is executes if the first if statement is false. So if we press play, we can see here it goes into 1. So it goes into the first if and prints out 1 exists in x, but it doesn't go into the elif part, if elif 2 in x. And the reason why is because if the if statement becomes true, the elif is not executed. So let's say we remove the 1 from x, then in this case what we see here is it prints out 2 exists in X. So the if statement, the condition inside the if statement becomes false, and then the code executes the condition inside the elif. And what happens here is the 2 is in X, and so we print out 2 exists in X. So let's say we want to print out, so if both of these conditions do not become true, let's say we want to print out 1 and 2 both don't exist in X. 1 and 2 don't exist in X. And let's say we remove, actually let's execute it like this. So we still have 2 exists in X because the if statement becomes false and the elif becomes true, so it prints out the print statement in the elif. Let's say we remove the 2, and what happens in this case is 1 and 2 don't exist in X. So that's a quick tutorial of how to use if statements. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video if this helped in any form. And I'll also be making more content using Python. The next video will be about for loops. Thanks for watching.